What's going on, guys? You're listening to WSOU. I am here with Tower. What's going on, guys?
Hello.
Hey.
Introduce yourselves.
I am Sarah Beth Linden from Tower.
And I'm James Danzo. I play guitar, by the way.
Oh, I sing.
There you go. Not the best of days right now. It was probably a rough trip up here, for sure. I'm assuming, right?
It took like 3 hours.
Did it really, actually?
It took 3 hours, yeah.
But we got to visit Roy Rogers, though. So
on Randy Rhoads' birthday.
That is true. And
Yes.
I mean, and Ozzy's was the other day, right?
Yeah.
So there you go, back to back.
Imagine the parties they used to have.
Yeah, right? I can imagine. But, and you got your Skittles, so you're all ready to roll.
Ready to roll.
The biggest thing, obviously, is you guys just put your album out not too long ago.
That is correct.
Having a debut album finally out, having people, having access to your music, obviously must be a big deal. What so far has been the biggest accomplishment because of that? What's the best feedback you've gotten so far?
James?
Everybody seems to like it. I guess the coolest thing is, having our single played on the radio and getting to do things like this, these interviews. The label's really been getting us good press, and that's kind of the biggest difference with being signed. But the album just came out not long ago. It was the end of October, so there's still a lot of work to do with it. So, keep rolling.
For sure. And I mean, obviously with a debut, it's a big deal. It's the first thing people get to hear from you. And already having stuff on the radio must be a big deal.
Yeah, it's a dream come true, I must say. But yeah, Jose Mangin at Sirius XM, I actually was his first intern there for Liquid Metal. So he really hooked us up on that one. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was really cool.
You must have good Jose stories.
I do.
Jose's a wild guy.
He's a crazy man. He's awesome. He's a cool dad. Cool rock dad.
Now, with the debut, what kind of went into this? Because obviously, the first album you have all the time in the world technically to work on, whereas everything else after that, it's in a time span. How was the process of getting this album done and kind of getting everyone on the same page?
Well, we first started out just getting to know each other, I guess. We started jamming, and the songs just started flowing.
Right.
And we just started writing immediately. We've all been in bands before, so we were just really down to just start writing. And I guess it just kind of came together really fast. We all really vibe with each other. We all have the same goals and have sort of the same interests.
Okay.
And we all it all flowed really well.
I like to push for things to happen as soon as possible. We might have had more time to do it, but I hate to wait. As soon as we had the first 3 songs written, we immediately went in and demoed them within a month of being a band. And as soon as we had enough, these 8 songs that are on the album, we went in and did that just because we could. If you wait and wait and wait and it's the right time, it's not perfect yet, you're not going to get anything done.
Right.
So we've only been a band still for about 1.5 years, and we've, done this much.
Yeah, it's happened all pretty quickly. And I'm glad that it happened quickly because, after being in bands for a long time, it just you kind of get jaded. For
sure, right.
So,
now, how did this get put together in the first place?
So I was in a band called Dog Food.
Okay.
It's not a punk band. It was a weird metal band that I was in for maybe 3 months tops.
Okay.
And Zach, the other guitarist, was with me in that band. And pretty much I ended up quitting because it really wasn't going anywhere. I didn't see myself really be able to... I didn't see myself being able to grow with them.
Right.
So I quit, and Zach kind of followed me, and then James and I have always played together. In every single band I've been in, it's always been with James.
Okay.
So one day I kind of talked him into joining, and then we all got together, and everyone worked really well together. And I guess he brought in Philippe, and I don't know, the rest is history. With that. Right. The rest is history.
Now, I really like how you guys take the retro sound, and you kind of bring a little bit of an updated vibe to it. Now, what I always find about the retro kind of sound is, how do you take that and make it still relevant today? Because, you know, there's always new stuff coming out. So kind of going back to the old school kind of sound, where does that kind of put you?
Well, I don't know.
You know, it's trends come and go and different styles come and go, but everybody still listens to that old stuff, like the old Maiden and, you know, all these classic bands, and that seems to have the staying power. You know, it's the type of music that I listen to. It's the type of music Sarah Beth listens to. We all listen to that stuff. It's not about retro or anything. It's just that's what we feel is quality music, and that's all there is to it. It sounds maybe a little more modern just because of the production. You know, you go into a studio in 2016, it's going to sound different than if you went in 1976. But qualitatively, I mean, we just try to come up with songs that we think are good and will, you know, last. It's timeless in a way.
For sure, definitely. Now, with that, obviously, there's a definite really cool Maiden vibes, and you can hear all the old school things. And I really like the twin leads. That's always been that thing that always sticks out.
Forever.
Yeah, no, exactly. But now with the newer kind of scene that we're in, how do you kind of take that and, you know, kind of find your place? Like, where do you find your places right now?
We're kind of just doing whatever the hell we want. It's kind of, we're not really basing it off of what other people are doing. Right. We're kind of just doing what we want. And what we like. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of just forming in that way.
We create room for ourselves by just coming in and doing it, like crashing a party. You know?
Right. We don't get together and we're not like, we're going to be metal today. Like, right. We're going to write a metal song. Like, you know, there's some songs that don't really fit with Tower, but we always try to make it work.
And there's a lot of bands that try to, you know, do that Thin Lizzy kind of thing. You know, some of the, I don't know if you want to call them stoner or whatever, but, you know, there's a lot of that twin guitar, retro, pentatonic stuff. You see it a lot all the time.
I feel like we're just real.
Right.
We're down to earth, and we like what we like, and we play what we like, and that's just how it rolls.
For sure. Now, obviously, since you've only been around for a little while, obviously it's really important to be getting out in front of people. So what's been the push with shows so far? I saw you guys did recently, you did the little tour there. How have you been on the road the last year or so?
Well, I actually so our first tour happened around South by Southwest last year. And I booked the whole thing.
Okay.
And I booked it from people that I know with a little bit of help from my friend Max and Dirty Fences. I don't know if you know that band. Yeah. They're awesome. They're also Brooklyn-based. They're rock and roll. They're not too metal, but they know a lot of people. We know the same sort of people, same sort of group. So he kind of led me on a path to be able to book my own tour.
Okay.
And I did, and we came back even first shot. Last tour, I also booked. Wasn't as great as the first tour. But we ended up with money this time.
There you go.
The shows weren't as good, but the money situation was pretty tight, I must say.
There's only so much you can do, you know, doing things independently. But now just getting together with an agent, so it'll take a little responsibility off of SB, which is cool because, we're the band. That's our job.
Right. I don't want to book a tour ever again. It's too stressful.
I could understand that.
Yeah.
Definitely doing two things at once is probably not the easiest.
Definitely not.
But now, how do you feel that this day and age, obviously touring, it seems, has become such an interesting thing because of the internet? People don't have to go and see the band. You could see them live on the internet and all of that. Do you feel that kind of takes things away or helps you guys out with that kind of access?
I mean, I feel like the shows are... people still go to see shows, right. People love to see live music. It's totally a different, vibe going to see an actual live performance.
Right.
So I don't think that's affecting our growth in any way. I don't know.
A video is no substitute for going there and seeing a show. I mean, people have always been tape trading, and, you know, I used to trade videos, and, you know, you want to watch the video. But to me, if I see a cool video of a band, it makes me want to go there even more. And I would compare it maybe to, like, sports events. Some of the most televised sports events are the ones that have the highest price tickets, because there's no substitute for going in person. So I don't consider that a threat. I like the exposure.
Yeah.
I like that comparison. I've never even thought of it that way. That's a good way of looking at it.
Yeah, and where else are you going to get drunk?
True.
What are you going to get drunk alone watching a Tower video? Come on, that's not the real thing. Where's the tequila?
It's okay if you do, but it's better if you come party with
Wait,
us.
this is college, right? Okay, yeah. Like,
Y'all are old enough to
do they
drink,
drink? I don't know. Like, yeah.
Now, recently you guys had probably one of the cooler gigs that you've done was the Revolver Music Awards announcement show. Now, how did you get on something like that?
Well, we were in Revolver that month, I guess, right? We had like a little snippet in the magazine.
Bands to look out for or something?
Yeah, bands to look out for. So that was really cool. They actually compared us to Black Sabbath, which, you know, that's pretty sick, I must say. But Chris Enriquez is one of our friends. Okay. He's been in the scene, the Brooklyn scene, for a long time now. And he loves our band. Okay. He loves me. He loves the band. So he asked us if we wanted to open for that. And we said yes. And it was really cool.
Hey, we headlined that show.
Oh, we did?
Yeah.
It's all a blurred... It's all a blurred memory at this point.
Everyone was concentrating on Dave Mustaine bartending.
Yeah, right.
That was interesting.
Were you there for that?
Yes, I was there.
Oh.
It was very interesting.
No kidding.
Yeah. He, on the other hand, he's an interesting guy. He looked me in the eyes. So I met him outside of St. Vitus.
Right.
Chris, I guess, introduced me to him. And he looked me in the eyes and he was like, wait. He like gasped. And he was like, wait, I know you from somewhere. And I'm like, you know what I said? What? I was like, oh, really? I was like, probably from the internet. That's what I said. That's what I said to Dave Mustaine.
How do you respond to that?
No, he didn't. He just didn't.
Like, okay.
He just didn't. Okay. So I was left there with an awkward stare. But he was still nice to me, obviously. But and then we took a photo, and that was it. And then we stole his wine.
Oh, did you really?
We took his wine on tour with us and got wasted off of it in some hotel room after our van broke down.
Yeah. Illinois.
Yeah.
McLean, Illinois.
McLean, Illinois.
We will love that town forever.
We drank some wine next to an indoor pool.
Okay. Where did he have wine? Even like a little rider or something? His limo? Or
something? He had like a rider at St. Vitus.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Just to
and
show up for a little thing there?
He didn't even open the wine. It was just a full bottle of wine. And we're like we're taking that. Thank you. Thank you, Dave, for that.
Don't leave anything around when we're around.
Yeah.
We got in trouble, too. We shouldn't have, but we
got in trouble?
No.
Oh.
And another time when we played South by Southwest, we were hanging out backstage, and the club said it was cool, but then Pentagram's people were like, you can't come back here and take our beer. You guys, they kicked us out and stuff. And then Victor Griffin from Pentagram wrote us an apology note, like, sorry they did that to you, man. But yeah, we will lock up your stuff when we're around.
Did you get to try Dave's beer?
Yeah.
I took one sip.
Yeah.
One sip.
I
don't really drink beer.
Okay.
I'm all for tequila. I keep talking about tequila. It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. I'm like, okay, where's my priorities?
Now, obviously, being a New York band has its advantages and disadvantages. Obviously, there's a very big scene, and there's a lot of different places you can play, and there's a lot of important people to be in front of. So, how do you feel being from New York helps you guys?
We're just.
Do you think it does?
I mean, I guess maybe. I mean, we've met a lot of people growing up in New York. We've been partying in all areas of the city for a very long time.
Right.
So throughout those years, we've met many people, and in different groups, and I feel like through social media, people still follow us and are friends with us, not only on the internet, in person. So, you know, there's a lot of support coming from our friends, which is really cool. I guess being in New York for a long time, you just meet a lot of people. There's a lot of people coming in, coming out. You just meet a ton of people, and you build up all of this, you know.
Connections and networking. That's probably the most,
Right.
the best advantage of being in New York, all the connections and all the networking and all the other bands, you know, that have helped us. Like our friends are in a band called Tournament, and they helped us get signed with the End Records, and it helps that the End is based in New York now as well. So yeah, I guess it's an advantage.
Yeah.
Okay, I could definitely understand that a lot. Now, where kind of do you see things going in the near future? What's your next few plans that you have?
Tour.
Yeah.
Just staying on the road, man, and have our sights set on Europe for sure. We really want to go there. We're going to tour the States again, probably in the spring.
We'll be back for South by Southwest,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, but heavy
Pretty sure.
touring, man. We want to build this band the same way that Iron Maiden built their fan base, and Priest and Metallica. Just have to constantly tour and have a lot of people see you. Then come back again and be even better next time.
For sure. Now, is there anything definite yet, or is this just in the works still?
It's in the works.
In the works?
Yeah, we're still figuring out logistics of everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Europe. How far do you see Europe? What's your
Better
what's your
come
time
soon.
span? Do you think
By the summer, I hope.
by the summer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if people don't come through for us, we'll just try to muscle our way in ourselves somehow.
Right.
I mean, you already booked the tours here. How hard could it be to book European tours?
I mean, I might as well make this my living, right? I quit SiriusXM. So after I interned at SiriusXM, I also got hired there. And I was
Okay.
there. I was a board operator for like 3 years.
Okay.
But then I quit SiriusXM to be a full-time bartender so I can sing in this band. So
Okay.
I might as well make tour managing.
You could put that on my resume.
Yeah, might as well make that a living because, you know,
You're good at it.
I guess, right?
Definitely.
Yeah, it worked.
We never made money in a band on tour except for this band. So you're doing something
I'm a
right.
businesswoman, straight out of Long Island.
Now, obviously, the album just came out, so it's a little early, but is there already kind of the talk about where do we go from here, musically wise?
Second album's already half demoed.
Is
Yeah,
it
I'm
really?
over this first album. I can't listen to it or sing it anymore.
How long have you been sitting on that album before it came out?
Not long,
not
man.
that long.
We recorded it January into the beginning of March. And that's kind of like, you know, going into the studio these days is a little frustrating because you might only spend maybe 40 hours altogether on the record, but it's split up over weekend after week. I just want to stay. You go in the studio, stay there a week until it's done.
Right.
But it was, we finished mixing it and all that in the beginning of March. And then we got signed in June, and then it came out in October. I guess that's kind of normal.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Yeah.
Just, you know, we've played a lot of shows.
Right.
So, you know, playing the same song over and over again, it gets kind of boring. Not that we make it look boring. It's just deep down, it's boring.
Ask Tony Iommi what it's like to play Paranoid 7,000 times.
Can
Right.
you imagine after all those years?
You know what he says? He goes, I don't get fed up. I just don't. I don't get
Sick
fed up.
song, that's why. But yeah, yeah, I don't know.
Well, we're going to have to stay with those songs for a while because one thing about the internet and live videos and all that is that if we play too many of the new songs, too much of it will be out before it's supposed to be. We kind of want to put our best foot forward, so to hold a lot of that up our sleeve. But we are playing some new songs now. We're playing 2 new ones that aren't on the album, but we have like 5, 6 written, 4 demoed.
Okay.
Yeah, we're ready to write another.
Yeah, everybody was away, like around after tour. Everybody like took Thanksgiving vacation and this and that. So everybody's going to be back this week, and then our schedule's kind of clear. We have a couple of shows coming up, but we'll have time to sit down and write even more.
Yeah.
Is
For
there
sure.
a certain way you want to go with this record, kind of coming off of the first one, or just kind of whatever comes?
Whatever comes, comes.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess we have our style locked in. and it's all natural. So,
Right.
you know, we don't have to really try too hard.
Exactly.
And the songs and the songwriting, everything just happens really quickly with us, and it feels really good. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
I'm nodding. You can't see it, but like, yeah.
Okay, well, that's all I have. Is there anything you want to add?
Kiss rules.
Number one.
Rule
Kiss.
number one. Kiss rules.
Agree there.
I don't. It's cool to be on WSOU, man. I've always like listened to this station. You guys used to play so much Overkill, man.
For sure.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Back in the 90s, I was always listening to SOU. And then, I don't know, I must have broke my boombox or something.
I wish
you could just stream it online. You don't even
Probably
need a boombox.
thrashing around with SOU on and broke it.
I have a shower radio, and I'll try to put that on next time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, cool. Thank you guys so much for coming up. I really appreciate it.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Of course.
All right. See you on tour.